awaken your personal growth. The topic today, so personal growth is an ongoing process of self-improvement, really. So it involves the development of skills, knowledge, and also, our personality, our character, really. So the main component is also to be self-aware and to reflect on myself, to be conscious and learn and add to my awareness, my skills. So what is the meaning of personal growth? And today we will also get to know what is personal growth and how meditation will get us to that conscious awareness to be able to grow and to be authentic, naturally. So we have to, by recognizing our strength and weaknesses also. So that's the awareness, What am I good at? What am I not so good at? Will help us to naturally know where we can improve and what we can do, what is in our ability at that point, and what things we can improve on. So it's a awareness to recognize our strengths and also the weaknesses, and then we can better and grow by that. Also recognizing opportunities. So through that self-awareness, we can establish that platform to know what opportunities are actually available. There's always opportunities, but do we actually see or recognize those opportunities, which will also, through meditation, I will get to know my abilities to be able to recognize opportunities which are already there, but often we have blockages and we cannot really distinguish and see opportunities which are actually given. So when we have that clarity, and through meditation we can get that clarity, we can also act and then become naturally successful in that field. Developing strategies like having a goal, knowing where I want to go, like we can do that through just a diary or a journal, just having a daily goal. It doesn't have to be a big goal. It can be just like, what would I like to, what's my day going to be looking like? What would I like to do? What would I like to achieve, whether it is in like my private life or whether it is in my work or family or my fitness. It's almost like if we don't have a aim or a strategy, it's almost like having a car with a navigation system and not putting a destination in. So we will get there, maybe eventually be driving along all day, but if we actually have a goal, an aim, a strategy, we're more able to get to the destination, what we want to achieve, what we want to do. So just a bit like that. To be able to make good decisions. So probably what comes to mind is we cannot always make good decisions, but we can actually hone that ability to make good decision when I'm aware what my abilities are. A good decision is doing what my abilities are in. It doesn't always mean, at the end, we don't know whether it's a good decision or not. So we can't really point on that, but making a good decision, which is, according to my abilities. And to not be overwhelmed also. Sometimes we make decisions and it's too much. It's we can be overwhelmed and be blocked. So that decision, just adapting to my abilities, which also the adapting to the situations, it's similar. Sometimes we have just not a flexible enough mind and we cannot adapt. We don't like the situation, we judge, the condition, the situation. We're not comfortable, so we basically fall into our patterns. So we cannot accept and adapt to the situation. So it leads ultimately to my frustration, really, and I cannot really grow if I cannot adapt. So having that ability to adapt is also by meditation, by releasing the blockages which stops us from being able to adapt. Hone your skills. So also, in order to grow, we also need to improve our skills and adapt to the world and to the environment. So we obviously do the internal work as we unlock our internal potential, but also adjusting outwards is also necessary. There's lots of things it's always been that way, but in these days, it seems to me that there's a lot of things I have to learn these days, which, if I'm not open to it, if I'm not willing to grow, if I'm not willing to go, then it's also part of growing is to adjust to the world, to adjust to the skills which are needed to understand things and to learn and outward have understanding and a knowledge of things. Yes, and also, and this is one, I like this one, is like also find your role, like in my case, as I said at the beginning, I was always like putting myself into a big shoe, too big. So I was overwhelmed by the things I put myself in. I thought, I can do that. And then I will be there going, it's too much, overwhelmed. And so I didn't find my role really. And it ended up making me my self-confidence was down the basement. I thought, I can't do this, and then I can't do that. So, it's the opposite of growth is actually, when I just put myself, or I lower myself, I've actually got more abilities. I could do this, but for some reason I don't. This is also, so really being aware that, there is a spot what I'm good at this point, and it doesn't mean that I'm sticking in this role my whole life. Of course, I will grow and the role will change. But knowing at that present moment, what is my role? What are my abilities? We can also find it, that clarity through, meditating and unblocking and letting go of what's blocking me to know what my role is. And this is, probably one of my favorites is synergy and teamwork. So we'll never be good at everything, of course. So there was once John Donne. He's a poet, an English poet in the 1500s, and he said, "No man is an island." And isn't that true, right? So to really savor our capability, we really need to recognize that, like the principle of 1 + 1 = 3. So the true meaning of personal growth is that my full capability can only be realized in synergy with others. So when we really know that through becoming one, doing together, working together, that's where personal growth really takes place, because otherwise it's just very lonely and it is really difficult. So also when we let go of that ego, of those minds that, I have to do this and I'm, that is really, really difficult. So you also get to realize as you let go of that frame, how wonderful it is to do together and how we are actually in sync, if we really allow it. So the meditation method is really there to get us into that awareness, to be in synergy and to work together, to do together, to live together, really. And that will bring us to the final, which is fulfillment and happiness. So with all these building blocks, to live a fulfilling and happy life. It's, yeah, as I said, just not just for myself, but really for the whole. And that is also my personal fulfillment, because if the whole is, you know, fulfilled, if it's all, if we coexist together, that's ultimately fulfillment and happiness. And yeah, I become happy when I find my place in society, when I really overcome that ego, those minds, when I hone my skills, and when I live in synergy with others. So through this reflection, we can really shave that ego-based mind, those needs, become flexible, big, and ultimately we can live that fulfilled, happy life.